Okay, in this video we're going to look at some of the basics of ground and pound work on a large heavy bag. So we're going to simulate a couple of relatively basic simple positions and just look at some of the ways that we want to be as effective as possible with our ground and pound striking. So we're going to start with like a centre position, a mount position on the bag from here. So rather than off the end of the bag, we're fully on the bag here. So feet tucked in and hands out for balance from this position is going to be standard as if you're riding from a mount position. And we can practice some strikes from both down low in a controlling position and sitting up high in a more aggressive position. Throughout all of this, as we're doing the strikes, there's a couple of key things that we're going to focus on. Number one is not being overly tense. It's very easy when you get into doing ground and pound work, especially on a big heavy bag like this, to get very tense and load up with strength and muscular tension, which isn't going to give you the desired impact and the full power that you really need. So when we're going through this, we've got to be careful not to carry too much tension between one punch and the next. And even though we don't have a massive amount of range over the body, we've got to do the best job we can of rotating and generating power through the core and the torso where possible. So starting with these positions down from here, where we're in on a mount position, we're going to look at both the body and the head, just some standard shots coming into the side plane here. And what we're going to focus on, like I say, is not being tense. So when we're throwing these shots, rather than lots of loading up and tension, we've got to stay smooth and loose. So in particular, let's just look at this arm in isolation. If we were throwing this arm, we're going to be smooth and loose through the shoulder, and closing it, rapid, fast. And because we don't have a lot of range through the upper body when we're doing most of these strikes, we're going to, in particular, pay attention to the elbow joint. So from these positions here, we certainly have a very limited range of action from the top of the body through the twist in the torso and through the shoulders here, but we can still get a little bit going. So we mustn't just keep the arm bent and dig in like this. You can get some good work done here. If your range is being limited by their grabs, then that's fine. But if we're going to fully load up on some shots here, we need to open up this elbow joint. Now we can't just open up this elbow joint and leave it there, because then potentially they've got some actions in terms of escapes, defenses, submissions that they might be trying to hit on us. So we need to open and close fast. So from this position, don't just open it up and leave it there. Open it up and rapidly close it into the punch. We're also going to make sure we're very focused with the knuckles. With the small 4-ounce gloves on, we should be aiming to really be precise. Turn these knuckles into the target. So don't just accept hitting with the whole of the fist. Make sure you're accurate. So from here, as we're hitting these ones, opening up the arm, rapidly closing it, turning the knuckles in, and now just a little bit of action from the opposite shoulder. So from here, as we hit, just a little bit of raise up from this shoulder here and head action across this way, just to enable us to get some drive and momentum in this direction. So from here, watch as I open this one up. Let's imagine I'm hitting a body shot. My little shoulder and head movement this way, open and close rapid through the elbow and turn the knuckles into the target. So I can be body here, and then I can be head. So again, open and close fast. Don't leave it open. Now once you've done the punch, don't leave it here by the bag. Practice putting it out to a stable position again. So if you're riding and being stable, you can open it up, strike, and then put it back out to a stable position. Open it up, strike, and then back to a stable position. So if I'm hitting left hand here, bang, slight bit of head and shoulder in this direction, right hand, slight bit of head and shoulder in that direction, and you can practice hitting combinations, so head body from here. Now, if I'm really staying down on it, I should be driving through my chest. So drive through my chest as I strike to keep tension on the person. But if I want to load up a little bit more, I'm just going to do a little bit of lift. So a little bit of lift here, give myself a bit more room to breathe as I hit those combinations onto the person from there. If I'm sitting up to a high position, we're going to concentrate on all those same things again, but we should get a little more room to breathe through the upper body. So as I'm striking in from here, I'm going to go up with the elbow. So not skimming into the target this way, but a little ride up first. Almost like a swimming stroke, a front crawl stroke from here. And I'm not going to leave my hands out in front. Could be instances where I'm holding the person down, but for now I'm going to imagine keeping the hands out of the way of any grabs, rolling up with this elbow, and when I hit, opposite shoulder out of the way, smooth and loose, not tension in the shoulders. So opposite shoulder out of the way of this elbow, rolling up and down, and don't be tense. Smooth and loose. If I hit like a hook position from here, same as when we did it down in mount. Open up that arm briefly, close it again rapidly, turn the knuckles in, slight movement with the opposite shoulder. So from here, don't leave the arm in a fixed elbow position, and wing away at it, smooth, loose. Open the arm, close it in. Nice, accurate shots as you're in the high mount position. If we were doing the belly, I'm only going to have a brief look at it from here. Just the same thing. Make sure you've got some rotation through the shoulders. And again, make sure you're not just hammering at the same pace and being tight. Like you're laser sighted with these. Pick a spot, stay loose, stay smooth, and you hit it. Not big tension. Down in side control, you can get some really good action with the knees going on. So loads of good work we can do with the hands and the elbows, but let's just look at the knees for a second. When I do these ones, I want to get lots of action backwards with the leg that's going to do the knee. I'm not going to lift it up too high where it's vulnerable. I'm going to deliver it in, but I don't want to drive so far across that I would be vulnerable. So practice keeping it blocked with the arm on the opposite side, straightening out the leg and lifting the hips a little, but keeping the chest pressure on and not driving too far across. Block, keep your chest pressure. Nice smooth strike with the knee. Obviously you can practice switching between them, but extend it, keep it low, block, nice and smooth, and again accurate with the attacking tools. Get the point of your knee digging right into the target. Finally, from these positions, excuse me, we're going to look at just being off the end of the bag as if we are caught in the person's guard. So we're here, let's make sure our posture's correct. So we're up on the toes, like this, nice wide stance, elbows in, good posture, making sure we're correct defensive placement. So look, my elbows are in, my hands on the inside positions from here. I'm not just relaxed and putting my hands on the floor. From this position again, I can hit combinations and I can practice it from not posturing up. And imagine I'm being held down, same rules as before. Turn the knuckles in, a little bit of opposite action, close the elbow fast once you've opened it. Now here we cannot put the hands on the floor. Got to practice keeping these arms in the correct positions. So as we hit, open and close fast, and then bring it back to a defensive placement. Back to a defensive placement. Anytime we strike from here, we're vulnerable, so we have to do it carefully and disciplined. From this position, we can also sit up and go with a little bit more postured up, power striking from here. So we can come out of our low position, sitting up a bit into our high position, same disciplined kind of positioning with the arms and the back, the posture, and then we're going to throw them from here. We can hook them in a bit, we can go straight a little bit, whatever you want to do, but again, don't tense up, keep it smooth, open and close, and back into your sides once you're done. Good posture, good knees, up on the balls of your feet if you can, elbows in. Blend the elbows in as well, same deal, opposite elbow, sorry, opposite shoulder, out to help you deliver that power and start blending. So you can jump between those positions when you're here, because you're in the mount, okay to put your hands on the floor, as long as you're careful. Bang, bang. And when you slip back here, and imagine being caught in guard, then it's hands off the floor and back to good defensive positions in between. You can practice individual positions, obviously you can blend it left and right and on top and back here and change up positions as one continuous drill. But no tension, pay attention to your basics, don't just think of it as a heavy bag, think of it as an opponent that's going to be trying to take advantage of any mistakes that you make.